Good evening, everybody. Um, I just want to get on here tonight. I have not had time. I did get an email yesterday um, about HB 75, which is the Child Victims Act, meaning there will not be a statute anymore for any child that's ever been sexually abused in an institution or organization. That starts tomorrow at 2. Um, Hopefully, it's going to get through the House floor. I plan on staying up there. I'd like to see it to go all the way through. So those of you that are prayer intercessors, my community, please keep this bill lifted up in prayer. There's a lot of people in Delaware that can benefit this. And as I've said before in my writings and, you know, the research that I've done, Delaware is um, a big organized pedophilia state. And we can see that now with the legislation that's been passed and that is currently, in session. So our children are under attack. Um, I haven't had time to get on here. Just, those of you that want to pray and lift this up in prayer. I've been trying for this bill since 2021. Yes, it does benefit my family, my siblings, three decades of children and foster children that went to the daycare that I went to when I was a child in Laurel, Delaware, right behind the Laurel Police Department. I want to thank Tim Dukes too for sponsoring this bill. In my spirit, I feel like he's probably taken a lot of heat for this, especially being in this pedophilia state. Um, but he stayed strong, and just like myself, I've been attacked, shoot, the last 3 years advocating for this bill. So hopefully some survivors will be able to come forward and get some justice, and we'll get this bill passed. Those of you that read my Substack and you've prayed for me and you support me and you send me texts, I do appreciate it. I actually might have to have a whistleblower too event. Um, this year, I was called a conspiracy theorist after advocating for this bill on Dan Gaffney. I was put through a 4-hour psychological evaluation by my own school district. Um, I beat it, walked on my Bible and beat it. They were going to pay me to go 2 years ago with a political exchange with a politician who actually supports this bill. And anyway, I chose to stay. And I've, it's been a hostile work environment since. Um, After I beat that psychological evaluation, and trust me, they were trying. I came back to work. My district would only give me 6 months in a sabbatical, and I was like, you know what? You've harassed me for 3 years. Give me my retirement. Um, that didn't happen. So anyway, just keep the prayers lifted. I've been out of my job since February 24th. I tried to go to local authorities to get help high up in Delaware, and I didn't receive that help. So I can only imagine the victims and survivors that come forward and what kind of actual help they get. Um, the criminal justice system is truly for the criminals. If this bill does get passed, we've got to find a way to help these survivors come forward, even if I have to help them. It's just so re-traumatizing, the systems and, getting this information and getting the help that you need without being traumatized, or blacklisted or, silenced. Oh, this didn't happen to you, those types of things. Trauma is real, and suppression of memories and traumatic amnesia, psychologically repressed. Those things are real. I'm walking and I'm living that out. I went and I wrote to an outside agency. The day that I wrote to the outside agency, I actually stayed home that day. I think I took a personal leave. Anyway, I was put back on another paid administrative leave. Um, I was given three things of supposedly of whatever codes I broke. Um, I've been through two intense interrogations. I'm waiting for feedback on that. Uh, all I know is basically two colleagues of mine got together and It's just weird. The same day that I was sent out was the same day that my outside agency uh, got the information that I gave to them. Anyway, two of my own colleagues that I don't even talk to got together and said, "How do we get rid of Mrs. Mears?" And they had people pretty much make all kinds of complaints on me. And that was hurtful. Um, but my Uniserv is great. And he said he went around, and a lot of teachers were like, "Where is Miss Mears? We miss her. The students miss her." So, one or two people can try to do that to you, but I know where I stand. And then I met with an outside agency, and they had to bring one DSP detective. And 2 hours later, there were more complaints on me. And if you watch my whistleblower event, it was the same principal in my whistleblower event. You can't make this stuff up. So these people want to accuse me, but they won't sit in front of me. It's hearsay. And actually, that principal, I gave her a card and forgave her. All I know now is my assistant superintendent, who labeled me the conspiracy theorist and had the principal this year put my leave on the server, which assassinates my character. The assistant superintendent resigned. I'm waiting for a letter to see if I get some kind of disciplinary for whatever I did, which that's still unclear to me. Advocating for children and teaching should, you know, we shouldn't be penalized for that. Why are we not on the same team? And then my new principal this year, who put my leave on the server, she also cut my only sole STEM program that I've been teaching the last 7 years and brought it to the district. I was the only elementary sole STEM program that was actually cut. So my specialist team this year are going to have over 30 kids in specials. And yes, I know the referendum has something to do that, but they could have easily figured out something else to keep STEM for the students. I'm a distinguished national teacher in science, technology, engineering, math. Those are the going skills these days where people are making money. Anyway, I guess I'm going back in the regular classroom. I don't know. I haven't got a letter yet. I'm praying into that. God always goes ahead of us, so I can't worry about it. And the other principal, who knows my family, the assistant, she actually called crisis on me the night I went to public comment to share the injustice about being called a conspiracy theorist. She has actually resigned. So as of right now, I don't even think my school has any type of leadership. And then they were ignoring emails from my union, my Uniserv, and myself. I had some questions for them, and they'll all be gone tomorrow. So I don't know where I stand right now with my job, but God's got it all. God's got tomorrow, but I will not stop fighting for HB 75. There's a lot of survivors that have reached out to me, and just with the information that I know about Delaware, I'm going to keep fighting for these survivors. Please pray for tomorrow. I'll be there, and I'm praying for a miracle.